Hello and happy Sunday. It is time for my mental health vlog. I hope you are all doing wonderful, enjoying this extra hour of sunshine we have in the afternoon and the possibility that this may become permanent. I guess it has passed the Senate and still needs to pass the House regarding no longer adjusting the time and it just staying like this. Okay, I support this 110%. And the beautiful thing about this is it's one of those items that both sides of the House or both sides of government can agree on. I'm sure the antagonist side is going to find some reason to complain about it, but in general, most people, regardless of the side of the fence you fall on, agree that daylight savings time is no longer applicable. We just don't have the agricultural need to maintain daylight savings time. So, yay, more sunshine. Let's see what's going on this week. Still dealing with some transitions at work. I was really worried because I had heard some negative things about my new boss's boss, who will be managing both the commercial line side and the employee benefit side of project managers. So she currently handles the EB side, and my boss's boss, who was the one that's transitioning to another department, handles the commercial line side. So now this person will have both commercial lines and employee benefits underneath her. I've never worked on employee benefits stuff with the exception of 1 or 2 applications, which I really struggled with years ago. So it'll be interesting to see if any of that flows into my workflow. There is somebody that's on her team that I've worked with for over a decade and absolutely love and adore. And she reached out to me on Friday saying how excited she was that she and I were going to be on the same team. And yes, that is exciting. But I expressed, some of my concerns, some of the things I was really worried about. And she's like, you have nothing to worry about. She's an awesome, awesome manager. And she said, I actually used you as a good example in something with her today, so you're okay. And I was like, oh, that's a nice little leg up to get started and introduced. And I've actually worked with this manager before in a different capacity. So at least I'm somewhat familiar with her and she's somewhat familiar with me. But, work is work. There are some things I'm struggling with at work too. There's a project that I'm supposed to be taking over, but I'm taking it over from somebody else, and getting information from this person, getting support from this person, getting responses from this person has been so challenging. And I think it's a combination of the fact that she doesn't manage her time very well, and she is also pulled very thin. I'm not so sure if she's pulled very thin because she's not managing her time very well, or if she's not managing her time very well because she's pulled very thin. I don't know. But either way, it's very frustrating because I'm getting requests from the business to assist on certain things, and it's like, I don't even know who the vendor is. I don't know who the vendor contact is. I don't even know. I don't have a third of the information that I need to be able to do my job on that application. So that's struggling a little bit on that. Something that my boyfriend and I have started, because on at least 3 days out of the week he still works from home, is we have started exercising 3 days a week during, we don't really take lunches, but what we would consider our lunch break. So it's been nice. So far, we're just kind of walking when the day is nice, but we've got some yoga mats, so we're going to try and integrate some yoga into that and maybe a little bit of mild cardio just to get some fresh air and to get some blood moving. And Lord knows I could stand to burn a calorie or two. So I'm excited to finally have somebody that we are holding each other accountable for making sure we are maintaining movement and exercise in our routine, even though we're starting off very small, which is okay. Little bit of movement is better than no movement. Unless I'm wrong, which please let me know, because I'd much rather just be a slug. St. Patrick's Day was Thursday. And St. Patrick's Day is always a little hard for me. It's gotten easier as I've gotten older. But I grew up in a city where St. Patrick's Day is huge. In fact, I grew up in a city that has one of the largest St. Patrick's Day celebrations in the country. When you think St. Patrick's Day, you think Boston, Chicago, New York. You don't think Savannah, Georgia. But Savannah, Georgia has a massive Catholic population, and the city completely shuts down for St. Patrick's Day. It is just how it has always been, and I don't foresee that changing. So as my sister called me, because she was a little upset because she watched the parade in Savannah on TV. And she was like, this has always been a family day. This is where we would go to our, aunt's house, and we'd eat random food, and everyone would be there, and we'd be watching the parade on the TV, and the parade was also right outside of her door, so we'd watch the parade on TV, like, okay, there's Mama, there's Daddy, they're right around the corner, they'll be here in 5 minutes because they're on TV right now. So we'd have drinks ready for them, and we'd get to see our family, and if you weren't at our aunt's house, you were definitely in the parade. And it was just always a family day. I've always associated St. Patrick's Day with going to the parade and being with family and seeing, my grandpa and my dad and my mom usually in the parade. And I mean, there were even years I was in the parade. I was dressed as an elf one year. Those of you that know me know I hate elves. That was terrifying. Another year I was a giant cell phone. Wait, did I do? No, Mom was always a giant cell phone. Did I ever do the cell phone in the parade? I think I did one year. I don't remember. I remember doing it. Anyway, I remember at some point I was in that damn costume, but that was huge. That was back when cell phones were 6 feet tall and installed in your car. The days. So anyway, St. Patrick's Day. Always a little touch of homesickness. It's, like I said, it's gotten easier as years have gone by, but there's never going to be a year that goes by where I don't think of home when St. Patrick's Day comes around. Everyone in Savannah is Irish on St. Patrick's Day, even if you're not in Savannah anymore. Let's see, Tuesday was my boyfriend's mom's birthday, and we went and had dinner with them a little bit further down south, and that was a nice evening. I did get a case of, I guess this really weird thing. Most people get hiccups, right? Hiccups happen, and most people burp. You get gas, it builds up. I get something very, very painful called what I call the Hiccupburps, which is a deep hiccup followed immediately by a burp. And they hurt, and they are uncomfortable. And sometimes they bring a little bit of food up with the burp. And it is miserable, and there's nothing that I can do to get rid of it. It happens whenever it happens, and it could last, I think the longest I've ever had it was like 4 hours. And it's not a delight. So we ended up leaving dinner a little earlier than we probably had wanted to, because I was just sitting there being miserable, trying not to let everyone know that I was miserable, and my boyfriend was like, well, let's just go. Which was sad, because we had planned on stopping at Jack in the Box for their mint Oreo milkshake on the way home, and because I wasn't feeling well, we did not get those, and I have yet to go back and get those, and that's sad. Milkshakes are self-care. Remember how I was talking about how I could use to burn a calorie or two? That's kind of where that comes into play. Did have therapy this week with my therapist, who I really do enjoy. I enjoy conversations with her, and it was a good session. We had a lot of good things to talk about, and one of the things that we talked about was, the anorexia and my boyfriend's and my sex life, and sometimes it's weird to be so detailed with her, but it's helpful to get detailed with her. We talked about how I don't always talk about my needs, because 9 times out of 10, I don't even think about my needs. And this is not just about sex. This is like in general. I am the type of person that I'm usually so focused on everyone else. Yes, I do make sure I do my self-care, but I very seldom think about putting myself first, which makes me sound really not conceited. What's the I don't know, though. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of. But anyway, I need to do a better job of expressing my needs and desires, and I guess I just haven't been doing a great job of that in the relationship setting. So, which is funny, because we communicate very, very well, and we always have. That's one of the great things I love about our relationship. But definitely expressing my own needs are something I need to make sure I'm focusing on. Ooh, finally got all of my family on board for a time, and booked flights for me, my boyfriend, and my son to go to Florida to see my side of the family. His grandma, his grandpa, his aunt, his great aunt, the family that he hasn't seen in years, because it's definitely been well before COVID since he's seen seen that side of the family. So I'm thrilled that he's going to be able to get some family time and see Elvis' family. We'll be there for about a week. We're spending, I think, 4.5 days with in Florida, in Daytona, with my family, and then we're gonna have them drive us to Orlando for a couple of days, and we're gonna do a day at Disneyland. We've already got the tickets for that. I did that this week, so I'm super excited to not only be able to take my son to see his family, but to be able to take a little bit of a vacation with my son and do something as fun as Disney. Holy crap, Disney has gotten expensive. Has it always been this expensive? I feel like it's ridiculously expensive. I digress. It's only going to get more expensive as we go on. Oh well. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be able to take my son on a vacation. Like, you have no idea. I know some people will say visiting family is not a vacation. Yes, visiting family may not be a vacation, but there's a Disney aspect, and then we're spending a couple of days in Orlando, so that's like the mini vacation inside the travel. And I could do this because my embroidery business has been so busy that I've actually have a little bit of extra income that I'm able to. I was able to do things like that where I normally, it would be hard. In fact, if you're following me on Facebook, you'll see, like, this is my regular machine. I had to bust out the second machine to have them going on all the orders that I have to try and catch up. And of course, my second machine, which is my backup machine, which it's backup for a reason because it was replaced by the big one. It is a little bit of a struggle bus machine where I have to struggle with it sometimes and yell at it. I'm not getting as many patches out of that one as I am the big one, but I'm getting some patches out of it, which right now every little bit helps. So yeah, definitely have the need for the second machine. And I think there was some confusion. People thought I bought a second machine. This is like machine number 3 or 4 for me. I've killed several. And the one that's my backup machine, I had killed prior and it had gotten repaired to the best of its ability. So it's still a higher level dead machine, but it's still on its last legs. I will probably get maybe a few more weeks use out of it, and then it's going to go back in the closet because I will have reached my level of frustration with it. Oh well. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, I got kind of devastated. I have this cup that my son gave me for Father's Day. It's a Yeti cup, and any of you that know me outside of this little box that you're looking at know that I carry it with me everywhere I go. I always have water with me, and on the cup there, it was personalized. So it's got, a bear with Papa in it, and then it's got, a little bear with my son's name in it. And it was a Father's Day gift, and I cherish this cup. I hate when I have to put it in the dishwasher or clean it because that means I can't have it for like a day, but I take it with me everywhere. Anyway, we decided to like deep clean our Yeti cups, and in doing so, I don't know if it was some kind of the cleaning solution we used or whatever, it cracked the seal, the vacuum seal, the insulation seal to my cup. So now it's not keeping my drinks cold, and it's sweating, and it's essentially ruined, and I'm very sad. So I went online to try and recreate it as best I could. It's not going to look the same. It's not going to be identical, but I love the cup because it has me and my son on it. So it was an expensive replacement, but it'll be worth it. But I was because I just got finished telling my son how much I love the cup and how much I'm going to use it until it falls apart, and then it breaks. So I can't show you the cup because it's got my son's name on it. I don't try and do names on here. What else is going on? Nothing really. My boyfriend's still working on some stuff for the house. He's trying to work on some Cricut stuff to do like vinyl add-ons to the patch designs that I sell in my shop. So that'll be kind of cool. He asked me like what my biggest, most popular sellers were. So he's working on some of those designs, and the stuff he's done so far has turned out really well. And I think he wants to get a few more designs down before we start publicizing them a little bit or having them up for sale, but he's doing a really good job with that. This was spring break this week, so I had my son for a few extra days, which was really nice. It's just nice to have him around. I mean, we got him, and he was here while we were working, and just knowing that he was here, doing his own stuff, but just that he was here, I just loved having him around. And even he made the comment, he's like, I like hanging out here for a couple of days. And it's like, I like that too. So whenever that happens, I'm always happy. Anyway, I've kept you guys long enough. It's almost been 15 minutes, I'm sorry. So, as I always say, check on your friends, make sure they're doing well. There are some that I haven't heard from in a while, and I miss you guys, and I need to reach out some more too, because I do. I miss you. I miss my friends. Check on your loved ones, make sure they're doing okay. Still dealing with some of the big C word in my family right now, and not loving it, but the doctors are optimistic, and they're going in a good direction with that. So I'm very thankful, because it is somebody who is not allowed to go anywhere for a very long time. I have spoken. Check on yourself. Make sure you're doing okay. Make sure you got a haircut. Make sure you had a shower. Make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're taking your vitamins. Make sure you're getting some fresh air. Make sure you're doing all the things you need to do. Make sure you're doing laundry and washing your sheets. Little things like that. Little things like that are self-care. So please, please be taking care of yourself. All right, guys, I love you. I will check in with you next week.